How's it going, everyone? The Packers are bringing in another top 30 player visit, and this one is going to be on a wide receiver out of Tennessee in Chris Brazel. So Chris Brazel comes in as the 8th best ranked wide receiver in this year's draft class, according to the consensus draft board, and is currently ranked 54th overall out of all the players. So right there at our second round pick, and he could be available. There is no RAS score. He did attend the NFL Combine, but didn't test too much. So what we do know, comes in at a height of 6'4" and weighs 198 pounds, and ran the 40-yard dash at 4.37 seconds. So pretty tall and pretty fast. For his time at the collegiate level, he spent 4 years. First 2 years was at Tulane. Over at Tulane, he played in 15 games, had 45 total receptions, 722 receiving yards, and 5 touchdowns. Then transferred over to Tennessee. In his first year at Tennessee, played in 13 games, 29 receptions, 333 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. Then in his final year at Tennessee and at college, played in 12 games, 62 receptions for 1,017 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns. So a very good final year over there at Tennessee. Over on the PFF side, as you can see with his grades, in a final year at Tennessee, he had a 79.4 offensive grade, an 80.6 receiving grade, and 86.4 drop grade. Very great drop grade. Something to note, depending on if you do further research and what you read from, they'll say that for his time at the college level that he only dropped 12 passes in his 4-year career. Great number considering it spans over 4 years. In his final year at Tennessee, only accounted for 2 drops on 86 targets. So very good in his final year, but what's kind of an outlier and what increased that number to 12 for his career was the fact that he had 6 drops in his first year at Tennessee on 58 targets. And then his last year at Tulane, he had 4 drops on 68 targets. So I'm not sure what happened in his first year at Tennessee to where he had 6 drops on low amount of targets. Did he get better? Was it a better quarterback? Not entirely sure, but in his final year, 2 drops on 86 targets. So very good final year and doesn't really drop too much. Now, what are some of the strengths and weaknesses for him? Well, strength, he's tall. He's a legitimate deep threat. He has very good speed with long strides that he effortlessly eats up cushion against defensive backs. He has a massive catch radius since he is 6'4", and he has an 80-inch wingspan. He's able to pretty much pinpoint the ball and snatch it. He's just got a very large wingspan. Fluid route running. Unlike many receivers his size, he shows surprisingly hip fluidity to sink into breaks on curls and comebacks. And sideline awareness. Highly polished at toe drag catches and body control along the boundaries. Now, for some of the weaknesses for him, his frame and strength. His 198-pound build is lean. Physical NFL corners may disrupt his timing or push him off routes at the line of scrimmage, so he's going to have to bulk up some. Yards after the catch. He lacks elite lateral agility and wiggle to make defenders miss once the ball is in his hands. And contested catch consistency. Despite his size, he only caught 38.9 of contested targets in 2025, showing a need for more physicality at the catch point. And so currently, Chris Brazel is projected to be a 2nd to 3rd round pick, but his draft stock is kind of rising to where that's probably going to move potentially into a late 1st round or 2nd round draft selection. It doesn't seem like he might fall out of the 2nd round. So if the Packers are going to pull the trigger, it would probably have to be at the 2nd round. Now, as for a pro comparison of who he kind of models of, Bleacher Reports put his pro comparison at Martavis Bryant. NFL Draft Buzz for a current NFL player has him at Brian Thomas Jr. And then an interesting one from NFL.com. His NFL comparison is Christian Watson, which makes sense. He's tall and he's fast. So that's kind of what I was thinking when I saw the build, and NFL.com puts him at Christian Watson as a comparison for him. And so the Packers are definitely bringing in a bit of receivers, especially with the trade with Dontavian Wicks going. They can fill a position. It's not entirely a need this year, considering we still have a deep group of receivers, but after this year, especially with the contract situations, to kind of keep the talent going instead of being completely wiped next year, bringing in a receiver. So I feel like the Packers will be drafting a receiver at some point in this draft. It's just a matter of depending on where and who's available. I think the Packers have kind of set up themselves pretty well this NFL draft to where it's not really a given. Like, yes, it feels like corner's probably the #1 priority, or offensive line in a sense, but it's not really a total given. It's like, we're definitely going to go here first because we need to fill this position. So we'll see how this goes. But Packers are definitely bringing in a lot of receivers for top 30 visits. But let me know what you think down in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go Pack Go.